Hey everybody, channel's called Driving Home. I'm Lamont and welcome to another one of my videos. So I thought I'd bring you guys inside the step van, give you a look at my progress on the build out so far. So standing here at the doorway, one of the first things that I did in the way of tidying up the driving area is to just organize a little bit. I put my wheel chocks over here against the wall in the bottom. They used to be sitting right here by the door. I like having them close by for easy reach. They may end up back here at some point, but for now I just got them over there along with my triangles in case of an emergency. Also have a fire extinguisher back over here in case I've never showed that. So I decided to throw one of these area rugs down, or a little remnant, to wipe my feet. And that's been very helpful because out here where I'm parked at, the ground stays pretty wet and damp, muddy whenever it rains or whatnot. So I also took some of the cork mat that I have, the black stuff, and I cut it to some degree, a reasonable degree, to fit the contours of the driving area so that it would lay down. There's a couple of places on the floor that the seams for the, I guess you can open up the flooring to access the transmission area and the engine compartment or whatnot, and there's some areas that there were gaps. So to avoid having bugs and stuff being able to crawl in from underneath, I thought I would lay down this mat, kind of cut it, and I'll use this as a template when I get a good heavy mat to lay down here. That's what this will be, but for now it'll just kind of work for what it's doing. One of the other things you might notice here is I got my walls up that divide the living space from the driving space. Now they're not secured yet. I'm still kind of making some adjustments and figuring out a few things, but the basic structure is there. Get you guys back up there and take a look. And we'll take another look from the inside, but just wanted you guys to kind of see how I have that. So we'll step on up. Now that we're in the living space, one of the first things that I want to point out is the area where my shower will be, right over here to the right as you walk inside. I think this is going to be about the best place for it because the pocket door is right here, this aluminum protruding area here. This is part of the pocket door. Forgive my plywood, it's leaning against the wall. That's why the shower pan is sort of sticking out into the opening, the doorway there a little bit. But yeah, once that plywood's out of the way, the shower pan will slide over a little bit. And this may be a temporary shower pan. I don't know if more than likely I will upgrade it down the road, but for now I'm just going to keep it really simple and just make it where it works for me at least. So let me show you. Got the shower area here, and this is the pocket door. So it sticks out about 2 to 3 inches from the wall, maybe about 3 inches to give the sliding door somewhere to go when it slides in. So I'm not planning on putting insulation here. If I do, it'll be a very thin coat layer of insulation, I should say. And I'll more likely insulate this upper part. But I like the idea of maybe keeping this for a shelf. So as far as I'm concerned, I may not insulate any of this, just keep it open. But we'll see. So like I said, this will slide back against the wall a little further, and there'll be room for a wall here if I want to build one. But I'm actually thinking of just building a wall this way and leave this open. Put a shower curtain right up here, and then you step out of the shower this way. Obviously the wood wouldn't be there. So swinging the camera over to the left side of the vehicle after you walk inside the living space, you'll see my composting toilet is sitting there. Initially, I was going to put it on the right side, right next to the shower, or in the same basic room that the shower was going to be in. But I decided to move it over here to the left for a couple of reasons. But before I get to that, one of the things that I wanted to do was update everybody on how well the composting toilet has been working since the video where I sort of showed you guys that I actually made one. And I think it works good. It's been sort of hit and miss at times, because what I noticed is there's no real smell to it other than when you go to use it. Like when you go to lift off the little lid inside the toilet, that's where I tend to pick up on a little something. Like you get a little bit of a smell there, or something's going on. It just depends too on how many times it's been used before. You know, if you're on your third or fourth use, which isn't bad, versus, you know, once you're 6, 7, I don't know. I mean, you know, the goal was to try to go maybe about 10 to 14 days before having to change it out. And even then, some days I'm away, so it was just kind of challenging trying to really get a good assessment of how well it worked. But I think the fair thing to say would be it works better than I was really, you know, I was surprised, better than I was hoping, I guess. But then there are those times under certain circumstances, or under some circumstances, where after you lift the toilet seat, you take that little inner lid off, you get a little something there. You get a little bit of a smell there at times. But it's all manageable. So I think all in all, I like the composting toilet well enough to keep it. So we're gonna keep using it until something better comes along, if you want to say that. Now, for the most part, I should also add that I really just wanted the composting toilet for those extended stay type times. Like when I'm on vacation and I'm boondocking, and the plan is to be in a given area for, you know, 10, 14 days or longer, then I thought it would be nice to have something that didn't require sort of like the ongoing access to a trash can that may not be out there on BLM land or whatnot. So this is going to work out fine, particularly for those occasions. Another reason the toilet should be maybe here as opposed to over here is this wall on the passenger side is about 26 inches, if I remember correctly, maybe 28. This wall is about 3 feet, so it's a little bit longer. And when you're sitting on this guy, there's room for my feet here. If I was to build a wall, or again, the wall would be here, but a curtain or a door would be here. I would want to be able to close the door and have room for my feet. The toilet on this side, I wouldn't have that kind of room unless the toilet was facing this direction. And the back of the toilet, there was a wall here, and the back of the toilet would be on this side. So that's still a possibility, but I like this idea better. The other thing about the shower being on this side is once I have the shower wall in place here, the next place would be a countertop where I would have to put a sink. That way, in the event that I want to extend my running water beyond the sink to the shower, they're both right there next to each other. It'd be a simple thing to do. So that's where I'm at so far. I know it doesn't seem like a lot of progress maybe from where you're sitting, but for what little time I've had to work on it, I've come a long way. And the next step is going to be to get that back wall basically built, finish the front, and I need to get that spray foam on the walls and on the ceiling before we get too close to winter. That stuff wants to be sprayed above 75 degrees. So we don't have very many days where that's going to work. So I got to kind of hurry up and get that rear wall built. But for now, I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my video. Appreciate all the new subscribers. It's always fun getting those notifications that someone is subscribed to my channel. That's great. So thanks again, everybody, for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.